so good morning again, class, no? So welcome to my virtual classroom. Ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon or what we're going to discuss or lesson for today is about sales type list, no? So that is for lesson 14. At ang kasunod na niyan, yung lesson 15, no? Yung sale and lease back. So let's start. So again, no, parang review lang nung ating mga natatapos na, no? Actually, last time ang ating na-discuss yung direct financing lease or in the point of view of lessor. At ngayon, ang ating i-discuss naman yung sales type lease, no? On the point of view also of the lessor. O ito na yung mga kasunod niya. Sale and lease back, accounting for income tax, post-employment benefits, defined benefit plan, and other employee benefits. Ha? So, let's now start na i-discuss yung sales type lease, no? Okay, so ano ba yung mga learning objectives, no, ng ating lesson for today? So, actually that is ano. So, for lesson 14, sales type lease, on the point of view of lessor. So number 1 is to understand a sales type lease on the part of lessor. Number 2, to define the gross investment and net investment in sales type lease. And last, to recognize the profit on sale and interest income in sales type lease. Okay. Okay, so konting ano lang, no, kung parang review, no. So last time, 'di ba, sinabi natin when it comes to finance lease, dalawa ang kanyang classification. Yung una, yung sales type lease. Actually, yung last time, yung direct financing lease, ang ating didiscuss. That is the first type. Ngayon, yung pangalawa naman ngayon, yung sales type lease. Ha? So, sabi ko nga sa inyo, ang sales type lease, only interest income and gross profit on sale. Pero sa direct financing lease, yung ang kanyang nire-recognize lang natin ay yung kanyang interest income. So therefore, yung kanyang pagkakaiba, yung presence ng gross profit on sale. Kasi pareho silang merong tayong nire-recognize na interest income. Ngayon, ibigay natin, ang gagawin natin, ibigay muna natin yung kanyang mga basic concept. And then magkakaroon din tayo ng illustrative problem to apply yung mga basic concept na ating i-discuss. And then may konti tayong review, no? At the end, meron din tayo sana kung ano tayo, kung synchronous tayo, meron tayo na kahoots, no? Pero pag once na nag-synchronous tayo, itatry natin na sagutan yung mga kahoots. So, kasi meron tayong reward no? At the end of the SEM, kung sino yung pinaka-highest na marami ang first place na student, may additional grade sa akin. Okay, so ilagay na muna natin, ilatag muna natin yung mga basic concept in regarding sa sales type lease. So, manufacturer or dealer that uses the lease as a means of facilitating the sale of the product. Okay, sales type lease involves the recognition of manufacturer or dealer's profit on the transfer of the asset to the lessee in addition to the recognition of interest income. So dalawa, no? So meron tayong profit at the same time, meron din tayong interest income na nire-recognize. Now, ito pa yung ano natin. So accounting consideration, so pag-aralan natin kasi ito palagi natin itong ma-i-encounter, no? So, gross investment, this is equal to the gross rental for the entire lease term plus the absolute amount of the residual value. Okay, whether guaranteed or unguaranteed. Okay. And then, net investment in the lease, this is equal to the present value of the gross rental plus the present value of the residual value, whether guaranteed or unguaranteed. Ngayon, if you're going to yung ililess natin, no? So the difference between the difference between the gross investment and the net investment in the lease, that is equivalent to your unearned interest income. Now, additional, no? Moreover, So sales, the amount is equal to the net investment in the lease. So present value of the lease payment or fair value of the asset, whichever is lower. Ha? And then cost of goods sold, this is equal to the cost of the asset sold minus the present value of the unguaranteed residual value plus the initial direct cost paid by the lessor. Okay, ang ano dito yung minus the present value of unguaranteed. Ha? So kung guaranteed siya, therefore wala kang kailangang i-deduct. Ha? Okay, so gross profit sales minus cost of goods sold. Ha? And then yung initial direct cost, this amount is expensed immediately and in sales type list as component of cost of goods sold. Ha? Kaya nga, di ba, sa cost of goods sold, hindi na natin yon plus the initial direct cost paid by the lessor. Okay, ano ba yung mga sample problems na related to sales type list? So, isa-isahin natin and then i-discuss natin. Ha? Okay. So, yung una, yung sales type list, yung pinakasimple na problem. And then, yung pangalawa naman, sales type list with residual value. So, ano yung magiging accounting treatment natin sa residual value? Actually, dalawa yung residual value. It is guaranteed and unguaranteed. No? Kaya nga lang, doon kanina, nung diniscuss natin, whether guaranteed or unguaranteed. Ngayon, saan sila nagkaiba? O mamaya, ipapakita natin. Number 3, sales type lease with the purchase option. Okay. And then last, actual sale of underlying asset. Okay. So, ano natin ngayon, i-discuss natin isa-isa. Ha? Para at least mas lalong maintindihan. Tapos i-apply din natin yung mga concept and then later on, ang gagawin natin, isa-summarize natin yung mga concept na yan, ha? Para mas lalo pang matandaan. Okay. On January 1, 2020, lessor company, a dealer of machinery, leased a machinery to another lessee company with the following details. Cost of machinery is 1 million. Annual rental payable at the end of each year. So, very, careful lang kayo kasi merong at the beginning. So, mag-iiba yun, ha? So, this is at the end of each year. So, lease term is 5 years. Useful life of machinery, 5 years. Implicit interest rate is 12%. And then present value of annuity of 1 for 5 years at 12% is equivalent to 3.6. No? Okay, so paano muna? So step 1 muna, determination of unearned interest income and gross profit on sale. Ha? So, syempre, kukunin din natin muna yung yung kanyang gross rental less mo yung present value of gross rental. So, gross rental or lease receivable is 400,000 times mo sa 5 years. So, that is equivalent to 2 million. Ngayon, yung present value naman o yung net investment natin, di ba? So, gross value is equal to 400,000 times mo sa 3.6. That is equivalent to 1 million for 40. Now, the difference with your gross investment and then the present value of your net investment, therefore, that is your unearned interest income. And that is 560. Now, if you want to get the gross profit on sale, of course, present value of rental sales, less mo yung cost of machinery. That is also your cost of goods sold. Ha? Kasi yun yung puhunan mo kung magkano yung cost mismo ng machinery. And the gross profit on sale is 440. Now, so, yung gross profit on sale neto, yung 440, later on, no, sa entry natin, wala na siyang separate entry kasi included na siya dun sa sales revenue. Okay. So, create natin yung table para mamaya tuloy-tuloy tayo ng pag-entry. So date, yung payment, interest, principal, and then the present value. Your present value is 1 million for 40. Now, yung annual, actually collection to ng receivable mo di ba? Is 400,000. Now, to get the 172,800, 1 million for 40, times mo dun sa 12%. That is equivalent to 172,800. Now, if you're going to deduct the 172,800 to your collection of 400,000, Therefore, you have a difference of 227,200 na i-deduct natin sa present value at the beginning. Para yung ending mo ng present value mo as of December 31, 2020 will be 1,212,800. Sometimes may mga problem, ito ang magkano yung present value mo at the end of 2021 o kaya at present value mo at 2022. Kaya maganda, alam nyo talaga yung paggawa ng table. Okay. So accounting entries, so therefore lagyan natin ng entries ngayon. Yung una muna, yung ating January 1, 2020 transaction. So lease receivable, that is 2 million. And then machinery, yung underlying asset, o kaya sabihin na natin inventory, no? Actually, this 1,440,000, machinery. And then unearned interest income 560. Now, another entry, no? Kasi kung ang ginamit natin is yung perpetual method, so therefore debit cost of goods sold 1 million and then credit inventory 1 million. Okay. Now, at the end of the year, so magkakaroon na tayo ng collection ng ating receivable. So debit cash 400,000 and then credit lease receivable 400,000. Now, the recognition of interest income, di ba? So meron tayo 172,800 and then credit interest income 172,800. So ito yun, di ba? So that is 12% of your present value at the beginning. Okay, so December 31, ganun din, no? At 2021. Pero this time, yung unearned interest income, ang kukunin mo naman yung pangalawa, no? 145,536. Until such time, yung present value mo ng lease receivable mo ay maging zero. Ha? Actually, yung Okay? So, tignan naman natin yung residual value guarantee. Okay, ito na ngayon. Ngayon lang, ang ginawa ko dito, comparison para mas at least maintindihan. So, under sa residual value guarantee and unguaranteed residual value. Ngayon, ilagay muna natin, basahin muna natin yung ating problem. So, on January 1, 2020, lessor company, a dealer in machinery, lease a machinery to another entity with the following provisions. So, yung cost of machinery is 2 million. Okay? Annual rental payable is at the end of each year, no? At the end of each year is 800. Residual value, so 200,000. Lease term and useful life of machinery, the same, that is 5 years. Then implicit interest rate is 10%. And then initial direct cost, 100,000. Now, the present value of an ordinary annuity of 1 for 5 period at 10% is 3.7908. Now, the present value of 1 for years at 10% for 5 period is 0.6209. Okay, sa natin gagamitin yung sa present value of ordinary annuity para dun sa annual rental. Naman, yung present value of 1 for years at 10% for 5 periods na 0.6209, gagamitin naman natin yan sa residual value. Okay, so itong ginawa natin comparison. So step by step din. So una, actually before I forgot, no, meron pa tayong additional information. At the end of the lease term on December 31, 2024, the machinery will revert to lessor company. So the perpetual inventory system is used. Okay, ano yung significance nung naka-highlight? That will tell you kung ito ay residual value is guaranteed or unguaranteed. Okay. So eto. So when it comes to determination of gross investment, lease receivable, and net investment or total present value. So dalawa yung ating kinukuha. Una, yung gross investment, yung total lease receivable, at yung net investment naman, yung present value ng ating gross rental at saka ng ating residual value. Okay. So sa gross rental, add mo yung residual value, guaranteed or kaya unguaranteed. Whether it is guaranteed or unguaranteed, i-add mo yung residual value. So parehas lang sila. When it comes to gross investment or yung total lease receivable mo, pareho lang sila ng amount, 4,200,000. Ha? Okay. So sinabi natin dito, na-add natin yung residual value. Ha? So whether it is residual, value is guaranteed or unguaranteed. Now, if you want to get naman ng net investment, kukunin mo naman yung present value nila. So 800 times mo sa 3.7908. Okay, that is 3,032,640. Now, you will also going to get the present value of residual value, whether it's guaranteed or unguaranteed. Ia-add natin. Ha? So that is equivalent to 124,180. Paano nakuha? 200,000 times mo sa 0.6209. That net investment mo, yung total present value niya is 3,156,820. So pareho pa rin sila. Ha? So kung titignan nyo yung procedure, yung pagkuha ng gross investment at ng net investment ay pareho pa rin. Now, determination of unearned interest income. So since pareho lang sila, pareho rin na magiging sagot, di ba? So yung ating gross investment, less mo yung net investment, will be your unearned interest income. So that is equivalent to 1,043,180. So parehas lang sila. Ngayon, dito sila magkakaroon ng difference, no? When it comes to your computation of gross income. Okay. Sa mga problem, ito yung tinatanong kasi dito lang sila magkakaroon ng difference. Paanong computation? Sinasabi nga natin, when it comes to your computation of gross income, under sa residual value, kinukuha pa rin natin yung net investment. Ha? Yung total niya. Ibig sabihin, kasama yung residual value. Kung ito ay under sa guaranteed, yung residual value. So, kasama pa rin yun. Ha? So, kung mapapansin ninyo, yung sales niya o net investment, 3,156,820 under residual value guarantee. Okay. Pero pagdating naman sa residual unguaranteed residual value ay naiba na siya, no? So hindi na natin sinasama yung present value ng residual value, ha? Yung hindi na natin siya sinasama, yung 124,180. Okay? So, ano na ngayon na ang mangyayari? So, that is ang equivalent na lang ngayon niya is 3,032,640. Okay. So, hindi natin sinama yung present value. Ngayon, iles natin yung cost of goods sold and then yung initial direct cost. Remember, ang initial direct cost, ini-expense natin right away. Diba? At kasama siya sa computation ng cost of goods sold. Okay. Ngayon, sa cost of goods sold, mapapansin ninyo, under residual value guarantee, 2 million pa rin. Diba? Okay. So, kasi yan yung yan yung cost talaga ng asset. Pero pagdating naman sa unguaranteed residual value, nililess natin, no? Yung kanyang present value do sa cost of asset na 2 million. So, therefore, that is only 1,875,820. Now, if we're going to include the initial direct cost na 100, magkaiba sila, no? Magiging magkaiba. Actually, hindi naman magkaiba. Parehas lang, pero iba nga lang when it comes to your sa entry mamaya. So 3,156,000 and then okay, 3,156,000. Check ko lang, double check ko baka mamaya So 3,156,000. So therefore, ang gross income for residual value guarantee and unguaranteed residual value is also the same. Okay. So yan yung mga computation natin, no? Computation of sales, ito, and then cost of goods sold computation, ito naman siya. So niless natin yung PV of a guaranteed residual value. Ngayon, dito sila magkakaroon ng difference, no? When it comes to your journal entries. Sa lease receivable, pareho pa rin sila, 4,200,000. So cost of goods sold, dun sila magkakaiba. Kasi nililess nga natin sa guaranteed, di ba? 2 million Unahin muna natin yung entry. Bigay natin muna. So cost of goods sold is 2 million. Sales, credit, 3,156,820. Unearned interest income, 1,043,180. Okay? So, ang inventory mo is 2 million credit. Now, another entry for yung indirect, no? Indirect cost. Okay, so that is a cost of goods sold 100 and credit cash 100. Now, for unguaranteed residual value, debit lease receivable 4,200,000. Cost of goods sold, no? So 1,875,000. Okay, kasi niles nga natin yung PV of guaranteed residual value. Ngayon, pagdating sa sales, mapapansin niyo iba rin siya, 3,032,640 kasi hindi naman natin isinama yung ating guarantee, no? Yung residual value. So hindi natin sinama 'yun, no? So ang kasunod niya is credit and earned interest income 1,043,180 and then inventory 2 million. Now, whether parehas din sila when it comes to recognition of indirect cost is debit cost of goods sold 100 and credit cash 100. Now, we can prepare na ngayon yung ating table, no? So, annual payment or annual is 800,000. Now, yung interest niya, okay, so 10% of your present value, 3,156,000. Ito yun, no? Parehas lang sila, di ba? Parehas lang sila. Baka mamaya kasi malito kayo. Baka ito yung sinasabi nyo. Ito yun, ha? Parehas lang sila ng amount. So, therefore, that is 10% of your present value is 315,682. Deduct it to your annual payment na 800,000. So the principal is 484,318. Then we're going to which will going to deduct to sa present value na 3,156,820. So that will be your at the end of December 31, 2020, you have a present value of 2,672,502. Until such time, kung ito yung gagawin natin, at the end of the ito na lang ang matitira. Actually, yung dapat 200,000 yan, no? So 10.18. So ibig sabihin lang yan because of rounding off, no? Kaya nagkaroon siya ng sobra. Now, for the accounting entries, actually nilagyan na natin ng entries when yung doon sa una, no? Yung January 1. Pero dito sa December 31, so therefore your collection, no? Is debit cash, credit lease receivable 800, and then recognition of income sa interest income, so debit unearned interest income 315, and then credit interest income 315,682. So ganun din sa 2021. Ngayon, at the end of the lease term, December 31, 2024, the machinery will revert back to the lessor. So December 31, so debit mo sa inventory 200 and credit lease receivable. So parehas lang sila ng entry, yung guaranteed and unguaranteed. So same entry whether guaranteed or unguaranteed, meron kang entry niyan. Ngayon, sa pang pagkakaiba nila, assume on December 31, 2024 at the end of the lease term, yung fair market value of machinery is only 150. Okay. Pag guarantee, therefore, ito ay sasagutin ng lessee. So magbabayad pa siya. So debit cash 50 and then credit inventory debit inventory 150 and then credit lease receivable 200. Ha? Pero pag unguaranteed naman siya, therefore tayo ang sasagot ng loss. So loss on finance lease, debit inventory and credit lease receivable 200. So yan yung ating So ginawa na natin side by side. Pero later on mamaya meron tayong summary para mabalikan yung concept. Okay, for the purchase option naman ay ito. So paano yung treatment natin ng purchase option? Okay. So parang katulad din ng residual value. Okay, kaya lang wala naman tong guarantee at saka yung unguaranteed, no? Okay, so on January 1, 2020, lessor company, a dealer in machinery, lease a machinery to another entity with the following provisions. So cost of machinery is 1 million, annual rental payable at the end of each year 500, purchase option 200, lease term 4 years, useful life of machinery is 5 years, implicit interest rate is 8%, initial direct cost 100, present value. Now, para ibigay na rin yung present value of ordinary annuity of 1 to 4 periods at 8%, and then present value of 1 year at 8% for 4 periods. Okay. Okay, bakit kasi bakit 4 years? Kasi nga the reasonable certain that lessee will exercise the purchase option on December 31, 2023. Now, ganun uli, yung procedure natin, ano yung step 1? Determination of gross investment, yung total lease receivable, and the net investment. So yung total present value. Okay, so this time around, yung gross rental mo, 500 times mo sa 4, so 2 million. Add mo yung purchase option, that is 200. So gross investment of lease receivable is 2,200,000. Now, gawin naman natin paano yung net investment. So kunin mo naman yung present value niya. So present value is 500 times mo sa 3.312, yung PB factor niya. So 1,656,000. And then the PB of residual value guarantee, actually hindi naman to guarantee, no? So that is present value of your purchase option. Ha? So baguhin natin to. Okay, so that is purchase option. So 200,000 times mo sa 0.7350. That is 147,000. So net investment mo, total present value is 1,803,000. No? Now, para ma-determine natin yung unearned interest income, gross investment mo, i-deduct mo lang yung net investment mo o yung present value. No? Total present value. So 2,200,000 less mo yung 1,803,000. So therefore, you have an unearned interest income of 397. Now, for the computation of gross income, yung net investment mo is 1,803,000. Ang cost of goods sold mo, which is the cost of the machinery, is 1 million. Ngayon, i-less mo yung initial direct cost na 100. So therefore, meron kang gross income na 703. Now, create now na yung table of amortization. Okay, 1,803,000. Meron kang annual payment na yung parang collection, 500,000. So yung interest expense, paano nakuha to? That is 0.08 of your present value. Okay, so yung difference between the payment and the interest will be your principal, which will be deducted sa present value mo to arrive yung 1,447,240. So ganun din. At the end of 2023, meron kang lalabas na 200,000. That is your purchase option. Now, ano yung accounting entries natin? So debit lease receivable, 2,200,000. Debit cost of goods sold, 1,100,000. That is for your inventory plus yung cash, yung ating indirect cost, So credit sales 1,803,000, unearned interest income is 397. Okay, then inventory is 1 million and credit cash 100,000. Now for December 31, 2020, so meron ka na kagad na collection, So therefore, the debit cash 500 and credit lease receivable 500. Now, also yung recognition mo ng interest income. So unearned interest income 144,240 and credit interest income 144,240. So hanggang yun, ganun yung entry mo. Kaya lang nagbabago lang when it comes to interest kasi nga susundin mo tong nasa table. Ngayon, at the end of the lease term, December 31, the machinery will revert back to the lessor. So, KSM entry rin, whether guaranteed or unguaranteed. So, inventory, 200 and credit lease receivable, 200. Now, just in case, assume, in December 31, 2023, in-exercise yung purchase option. So therefore, kung in-exercise yung purchase option, ikaw, yung company magkakapera. So debit cash 200 and credit lease receivable 200. Ngayon, kung hindi naman to in-exercise, no, nung lessee. So therefore, meron kang dito, meron kang loss. And the fair market value of underlying asset is 100,000 only. So therefore, compare yung lease receivable ay yung ating purchase option with your fair market value. So whatever the difference will be sa loss, no, dahil dito mas mababa, so therefore that is a loss on finance lease, debit inventory, which is your machinery, and credit lease receivable 200,000. Okay. So how about naman yung actual sale of underlying asset? Yung talagang ibinenta mo na. Kaya lang, ang natin sa pag nagano tayo, dahil i-close mo na binenta na mawawala na sa'yo. So therefore, you have to update yung iyong present value, no? Yung mga related account, no? Doon sa sales type lease. Okay. So, bigyan natin. So the entity sold an equipment that has been leasing under sales type lease for 3,500,000. Okay, that is your sales price, 3,500,000. Now, the following balance are associated with the finance lease on the book of the lessor on the date of sale. So the lease receivable 5 million, unearned interest income, meron ka pang balance na 1,200,000. Okay, di ba? So, sa presentation natin, lease receivable, less mo yung unearned interest income to get the carrying amount. So, sales price 3,500,000. Now, carrying amount of the lease receivable, so lease receivable 5 million, less mo sa 1,200,000. Now, that will be 3,800,000. Now, compare your carrying amount against do sa sales price, it will determine kung loss ka or income. Since mataas yung carrying amount kesa sa sales price, therefore, you have a loss on sale of lease equipment of 300,000. Now, what will be your journal entry? So, debit cash, 3,500,000. Debit unearned interest income, 1,200,000. Ko-close kasi natin, di ba? And debit loss on sale of lease equipment, 300,000. And credit lease receivable, 5 million. Okay, balik na tayo dito sa ngayon. So, lang yung natin? So, i-review natin, I-review natin based dun sa discussion natin ng mga problem. Now, when it comes to residual value, dalawang klase, guaranteed and unguaranteed. Now, for the computation of gross investment or lease receivable, it is added sa gross rental, arrived gross investment or lease receivable. Ibig sabihin, yung residual value, idinidagdag natin sa gross investment or lease receivable. Ngayon, pagdating sa guaranteed, same din sila ng procedure. Now, for computation of net investment, syempre yung PB of residual value, whether it is guaranteed or unguaranteed, ay dinadagdag natin sa present value of gross rental. So, parehas lang sila. Okay. Computation of unearned interest income, so gross investment minus net investment. So, same din yung procedure nila. At parehas din sila ng kanilang magiging sagot. So computation of sales revenue, so PB of residual value included, pero sa unguaranteed, it is not included. Now, the computation of cost, walang gagawin sa guaranteed, pero sa unguaranteed, i-deduct natin, no? Yung PB do sa cost of underlying asset. Now, at the end of di ba, meron kasing matitire, no? May matitira residual value. If the fair market value less than the residual value, less you will make up for deficiency. Ibig sabihin, magdadagdag pa ng bayad. And then, if it is unguaranteed, so the lessor should recognize for the loss. Okay, the purchase option naman. So, kanina, nung diniscuss natin yung purchase option, parang residual value rin. Included in the computation of gross investment. And the PB of purchase option is also included in the computation of net investment. Now, when it comes to exercise of option, purchase option, debit mo cash and credit lease receivable. For non-exercise of purchase option, okay, meron na tayong loss dito. Okay, so debit inventory, kasi nga hindi in-exercise, hindi so babalik uli sa'yo. So debit inventory, debit mo sa loss on finance lease and credit receivable. Okay, actual sales of underlying asset naman. So paano ang ano natin doon? So recognition of profit or loss, na ano ba natin yun? Underlying asset. Okay, so the carrying amount of the lease, okay. Recognition of profit or loss is determined by getting the difference between the carrying amount of the lease receivable and the sales price. Now, the carrying amount of the lease receivable is equal to the balance of the lease receivables minus mo yung unearned interest income. Ha? So, kailangan i-update mo yun. Ha? Sometimes may mga problem. Ang tatanungin, what will be your, is it profit or loss ba? Ha? Nung ibinenta. Okay. So, kailangan i-update mo yung table mo. Okay. So, disclosure requirement naman. So, ano yung mga disclosure requirement na when it comes to sales lease, no? So, ano yung disclosure? A lessor shall disclose the following amounts for the reporting period. For finance lease, selling profit or loss, finance income and on the net investment in the lease, income relating to variable lease payment not included in the measurement of net investment in the lease. Now, another is for operating lease income separately disclosing income relating to variable lease payment that do not depend on an index or rate. Okay. So additional requirements pa, a lessor shall disclose additional qualitative and quantitative information about leasing activity necessary to assess the effect of leases on the financial position, financial performance, and cash flow. This additional information includes but not limited to information that help users the financial statement to assess the nature of lessor's leasing activities, how the lessor manage and risk the associated with the right it retains in the underlying asset. In particular, as a lessor shall disclose the risk management strategy for the right to retain underlying asset, including any means by which lessor reduce the risk. So yung mga nature niya, kung ano, and how you manage the risk, no, when it comes to your underlying asset. Okay. So again, no, so meron tayo sana, kung tayo'y synchronous, meron tayong short assessment. Tingnan natin kung sana kung inyong talagang naintindihan. But don't worry, pag nagkaroon tayo ng synchronous, no? Actually, ilalata ko yan kasi nga meron tayong ng contest, no? So yan yung ano natin. So additional grade will be given to students with most first place, no? Actually, isa lang yan, ha? First place at the end of semester. So good luck. Ngayon, para at least talagang meron talaga yan, yung Kahoot natin, ha? Meron talaga siya. So nakalink yan, ha? So actually sa controllership meron din sa another subject ko. Actually lahat ng subject ko lalagyan ko na, no? So yan, meron yan library, intermediate accounting, and then controllership, ha? Okay. So balik na tayo dun sa ano natin. So that's all. I think that's all class, no? So naano na natin. So natapos na natin another topic. So yung pangatlo, maybe later ma-upload na rin. Medyo mahirap lang mag-upload, no? Pag maingay, hindi ako makapag-upload. So what are important notes to remember? Actually, nailatag na natin kanina. So is there any questions? Pero dapat tandaan ninyo when it comes to treatment nung ano, no? Halos magkaparehas lang sila. Pero usually, ang magiging tanong doon, what will be your, yung sa entry, no? When it comes to your recognition or yung recognition mo ng sales, no? Yung ano sa yung pinagkaiba nila. So doon magkakaroon ng katanungan, no? Okay, so is there any question from my students? So don't hesitate, no, to post your whatever questions that you have in mind, no? Okay, so a reminder of our assignment. Actually, wala naman, but I might suggest that be prepared lang so for a quiz, no? Kasi lalo na kung medyo marami na tayo. So next topic will be sales type list. Actually, hindi naman siya sales type, no? Sale and lease back. Ha? Okay, so yun yung ating magiging topic. Okay, so thank you again class, no? Thank you for watching, no, yung sa ating lesson. And thank you and see you next time.